Throughout history, there have been stories that challenge everything we know about the world. Accounts so perplexing they leave investigators, scientists, and witnesses without answers. Today, we'll journey into the heart of three mysteries that continue to baffle and intrigue to this day. Are you ready to confront the unexplained? From unexplained disappearances to signals from the vastness of space, these stories push the boundaries of what we can comprehend. Let's begin. Our first story takes us to the frozen wilderness of the Ural Mountains in 1959. 9 seasoned hikers embarked on what was supposed to be an adventure of a lifetime. What happened to them remains one of the most perplexing puzzles in modern history. Led by Igor Dyatlov, the group was experienced and well prepared for the harsh conditions. But something went horribly wrong. Weeks later, their bodies were discovered scattered across the snow, each one bearing injuries that defied logic. Investigators found their tent torn open from the inside, as if they had fled in panic, some without shoes or adequate clothing, despite the sub-zero temperatures. The injuries ranged from fractured skulls and broken ribs to one hiker missing their eyes and tongue. Yet, no signs of struggle or external wounds explained the severity of these injuries. So, what could have driven them to their deaths? Some suggested an avalanche forced them to escape their tent in a hurry, only to succumb to the freezing temperatures. But the campsite lacked the classic signs of an avalanche, and the injuries seemed too extreme for such an explanation. Others theorized that they stumbled upon a secret military experiment, perhaps missile testing or radiation exposure. This theory gained traction when traces of radiation were reportedly found on some of their clothing. However, no concrete evidence has ever surfaced to confirm this. One of the more unconventional ideas involves infrasound, a natural phenomenon caused by strong winds interacting with the mountains. It's believed that this sound can induce feelings of unease, panic, and even physical discomfort, potentially driving the group to flee their tent in a frenzy. Over 6 decades later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains shrouded in uncertainty. Was it nature, human intervention, or something we can't yet explain? Each theory adds another layer to a mystery that may never find closure. But the Dyatlov Pass is just the beginning. Let's move to another unsolved story that will leave you questioning reality itself. In the vast expanse of space, where silence reigns, a strange anomaly broke the stillness in 1977. It lasted just 72 seconds, but its implications have lingered for decades. Was it a signal from an intelligent civilization beyond Earth? Or could it be a natural phenomenon we still don't fully understand? On August 15, 1977, at the Big Ear Radio Telescope in Ohio, astronomer Dr. Jerry Emin was scanning the skies for signals from extraterrestrial civilizations as part of the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI. What he saw on the computer screen took him by surprise. A strong, narrowband radio signal, lasting a full 72 seconds, that seemed to come from deep space. This signal was so unusual that Dr. Emin wrote the word, "Wow," in the margins of the data sheet, forever cementing the moment in history. The "Wow" signal was an intense, narrowband radio frequency, unlike anything previously detected. It had the characteristics of a signal from outer space, possibly from a distant star system. But despite numerous attempts to locate it again, the signal has never been heard again. So what was it? Some have speculated that it came from a satellite, a stray signal from Earth, or even space debris. But the signal's strength, and the fact that it came from such a specific location in the sky, makes it unlikely that it was anything terrestrial. The most tantalizing theory? That the "Wow" signal was an extraterrestrial transmission. Was it a message from another civilization trying to reach us? Or a bizarre cosmic event that we still cannot explain? For over 40 years, the "Wow" signal has haunted scientists and stargazers alike. It remains one of the most tantalizing mysteries in the search for extraterrestrial life, a brief, unexplained message from the stars that may have been lost in time. Despite countless efforts to find it again, the signal has never been repeated. Perhaps it was a one-time occurrence, or perhaps it was a message from a distant world that we were not meant to hear. The "Wow" signal may be the first and only hint of extraterrestrial life we'll ever encounter. But until we can explain it, the mystery of those 72 seconds remains one of the most intriguing enigmas in the universe. Coming up next, we explore another terrifying mystery that remains unsolved to this day. Christmas Eve, 1945. A night that should have been filled with holiday cheer turned into one of the most puzzling disappearances in American history. The fire that consumed the Sauter family home in West Virginia wasn't the only mystery that night. 5 of their children vanished without a trace, and the strange circumstances surrounding their disappearance have baffled investigators ever since. On that fateful night, George and Jenny Sauter, along with their children, were home celebrating Christmas when their house caught fire. But when the fire department arrived, they found no signs of the children inside, just the smoldering remains of the house. The horrifying twist? 5 of the 9 children were missing, but no remains were found in the wreckage. It seemed impossible that they could have survived the fire, yet no bodies were recovered. What happened to them? Where did they go? Strange events leading up to the fire raised even more questions. First, the ladder, the one used to reach the children's bedroom, was found mysteriously missing. How could the children have escaped without it? Additionally, unconnected phone calls were received earlier that night, but no one ever came to the door. The fire spread rapidly, but neighbors reported seeing no signs of the children after the flames were doused. George, the father, searched for his children in the ashes, but found nothing but a chilling emptiness. As investigators dug deeper, one theory stood out: abduction. The Sauters believed that their children may have been taken before the fire even started. Some suggested that a group of men, possibly seeking revenge for George's outspoken political views, were involved. Did they kidnap the children and set the house on fire to cover their tracks? Over the years, the Sauters received unsettling clues, phone calls from people claiming to have information, and even sightings of the children. But despite relentless efforts to find answers, the case remains unsolved to this day. The fire that night burned much more than the Sauter home. It burned the truth away, leaving behind only confusion and heartache. What happened to the 5 missing children? Did they escape the fire? Or were they taken long before the flames ever touched their home? This case remains one of the most unsettling disappearances in American history, leaving more questions than answers. But this story is far from over. Coming up next, we explore another mystery that has continued to haunt investigators for decades. For as long as humans have looked up at the stars, we've been drawn to the unknown. Unsolved mysteries are not just eerie tales or cold cases. They are the stories that push the boundaries of what we think we know, challenging our understanding of the world and the universe around us. From the chilling disappearances that leave us questioning what happened, to the strange phenomena that defy logic, these mysteries captivate us because they represent the unexplained. They force us to confront the limits of human knowledge and the mysteries that lie beyond our reach. But why do we obsess over these mysteries? Is it the possibility that there are answers out there, hidden in plain sight? Or perhaps it's the fact that some questions may never have answers, leaving us with an eternal itch we can't scratch. These stories remind us that the world and the universe are far more complex and unpredictable than we can imagine. Every unsolved case, every unexplainable event, is a reminder that there are mysteries we may never unravel, pushing us to explore the unknown, no matter how terrifying it may seem. As long as these mysteries persist, they will continue to fuel our curiosity, driving us to ask questions, search for answers, and look deeper into the unknown. Some mysteries may remain unsolved, but their legacy is timeless, sparking wonder, reflection, and the urge to discover the truth. In the end, it's not just about the answers. It's about the pursuit, the endless search for truth, and the awe we feel when confronted with the vast, mysterious world around us. While these mysteries may never be solved, they remind us of the power of the unknown to ignite our imagination. It's the questions that challenge our understanding of the world that keep us searching for answers, even when the path seems endless. These stories leave us wondering, what is out there, waiting to be discovered? Are there answers we've simply overlooked? Or are we staring into a void that may never be filled? But what do you think? Are there logical explanations for these cases? Or are they truly unexplainable? Share your theories in the comments below. let's discuss what you believe lies behind these mysteries. And if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, don't forget to subscribe for more stories that challenge everything we think we know about the world. Until next time, stay curious.